Hi everybody, welcome to Our Two Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith, and I'm the CEO of GCES. I am here today with our financial advisor and president of GCES, Galen Bargerstock. Galen, I'd ask how you are, but I know you're already doing great.
It's another great day.
Another great day.
Happy to be here.
And we're feeling so much more comfortable without a suit on in our episode. So guys, the comfort is coming out. And today our topic is going along the lines with being comfortable with yourself. YOLO, you only live once.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about YOLO, you only live once, really because we work with a ton of people that are going towards a retirement. Guys, everyone in the world is working towards retirement. You know, if you're working, you have an end goal. It's probably not to work for the rest of your life. And getting people there is something that we've learned some things along the way that we want to try to impress on our clients.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the different steps and the different stages of life that all of us go through as we age in this lifetime to ultimately retirement is, you know, everybody's rolling with the punches. Everybody's exactly the same. It's just, can you talk to somebody about rolling with those punches a little bit to make it easier on yourself?
Yeah. And guys, today, I just want to point out again, today we're recording this episode on March 12th. You know, of 2025. In the last 2 months, there have been a lot of changes for federal employees. There have been ups and downs with the stock market. No one really knows right now what's going to be happening. We've been getting a lot of phone calls where people are really concerned about their retirement. A lot of federal employees just lost their jobs within the last couple weeks, and things are going to get, from what we understand, probably not that much better anytime soon. But again, none of us have a crystal ball. So by the time you're watching this episode, I really hope that everything has gotten better with the stock market, because right now people are afraid to make decisions and people are really worried of what their future looks like in multiple ways.
Yeah. I think that the chips are down right now and there's so much uncertainty in the atmosphere that, you know, one thing that, you know, I've noticed from the massive amount of people that are calling us federal-wise about retirement, you know, it's not just federal employees that should be concerned. You know, if one person's on the chopping block right now, what's to say that your craft is not going to be on the chopping block later? You know, the biggest thing that I would want to express to anybody out there is to know your benefits, know yourself, know your plan, know what's specifically happening to you. So if you do have to shift and maneuver to make things happen, you are prepared for that. You know, as far as the stock market goes, we are all in this together, you know, up and down. You know, everybody's doing the best they can, and, you know, nobody panics. The market is, you know, it's going up and down right now. So hopefully by the time this airs, it's all stable, but you still should know what you have benefit-wise for yourself if your job is in jeopardy.
Yeah. And honestly, when we talk about this stuff, we're taking politics completely out of it. We don't care who you voted for, but at the same time, we're all living under the current administration. Whether you chose to vote for that or not, it's more about how we react to it. You know, at GCES, we have a full picture type holistic approach to financial wellness. And our pillars, really, the things that we stand behind is health, wealth, and happiness. Those are the foundations of what we want to impress upon people at GCS whenever they're thinking about their retirement and their finances.
Yeah.
So knowing what this life is like, we urge everyone still to get the most out of their time here. And that's why we wanted to do this episode. Whether you feel great or feel horrible or something bad has happened to you because of the current administration, the stock market, people are losing money, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. It's all about how you react to it. And that's why we wanted to have an episode where we talk about you only live once. We really want to press upon people the power of a positive outlook.
But definitely a positive outlook is going to help with all of this. But, you know, in general, not just politics, but life has a way of, you know, punching you down a little bit, you know, and that's with everybody. You know, everybody's going to have tragedy. Everybody's going to have, you know, things that come up in their life that they don't expect, whether that be birth, divorces. You know, divorces are going to hit hard on the financial when it comes to retirement. But everybody has these situations that we're all going through. So it's not really so much political. It's that life in general is going to hit you, and you have to be prepared for what your career is, how your savings have been, and how you plan on passing that on to your loved ones if you have loved ones. And it's okay if you don't have any money or have anybody to leave your money on to. You know, you just maybe want to spend it all, but you still need to know how you're not going to outlive that income and adjust every situation appropriately.
Yeah, and I really do think that over the last couple of years, we've had a couple curveballs thrown at us over the last couple of years. We just got out of COVID. Everything going on with the government and the government cuts right now is a big topic. And I just think that it's been a very difficult couple of years that I really think everyone really, during COVID, decided to finally take a step back, eat some carbs, happened to me, and drink a little bit more. But also to start really looking at taking care of yourself, getting back out into nature, getting healthier and taking better care of ourselves, not just mentally, but physically as well.
Yeah. I mean, the COVID did change, so much of how everybody is interacting, and it changed the mindset of a lot. And it also brought in this whole work from home, the internet that has been around here to make things more efficient and easier for everybody. And it's good stuff has come out of it. And that is what I always try to find the positive in every negative situation you're getting. So if you're not learning from what's going on around you, you're just taking it, and you might take more and it might get worse. So I always say when something goes wrong, what is this trying to teach me?
Yeah. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it is what you really are in control of. Like I said earlier, the foundations and principles that GCES revolves around is health, wealth, and happiness. We're going to take a break, and whenever we come back, we're going to go through and talk about those different things and things that you could do, things you might want to consider as you're going towards retirement, because they all are intertwined. Everything that we're doing throughout our lives really is going to affect what our retirement is like, and we're going to touch on a little bit of those things whenever we come back in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Ben. Hey, birthday party for Carolyn 5. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning, Ben. Happy Monday.
Daryl's birthday, be there or be square. Happy birthday to you. As you can see from our quarterly report on slide number 62, we're trending in the right direction. All signs point to a very positive outlook for the next several years. If you peel back the onion...
Ben, do you have anything to add?
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Preparing families for retirement, GCES.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Clinton Smith. I'm the host of Our 2 Cents, and I'm the CEO of GCES. I'm here with our president and financial advisor, Galen Bargerstock. So, Galen, we're talking about YOLO.
Yeah.
You have to say it like that, too.
YOLO.
YOLO. We are talking about you only live once, and we want every one of our clients to make the most out of it that they possibly can. At GCES, we have 3 foundation principles that we revolve around when we are talking and dealing with our clients, and that is health, wealth, and happiness. Those are the 3 pillars of what we want everyone to look at and consider whenever they're making their retirement plans.
Yeah. I mean, health is, the first one that we're going to talk about, and it is very important of how you take care of yourself to how long you're going to live to need that retirement fund. So I think that the health aspect revolves around, it's the core basis for everything, because if you're not healthy, none of it matters.
Yeah, if you think about it, if someone's not healthy, they're literally going to go into retirement not having money. Their money that they've saved is all going to go towards their sickness, hospital bills, nursing bills, hospital stays and stuff like that. So health is really the first thing that we want to talk about because it's probably the most important. And it's not just about being healthy, it's about other things like carrying health insurance into retirement.
For sure, yeah. I mean, being healthy in general. I mean, I remember back when we were growing up, and I'm sure you had it too, the presidential fitness. Like even in high school and elementary school, they were teaching us to, live a healthy lifestyle. So this has been kind of beat into our brains for me for the last 43 years about health. And have I steered off of that path? Of course, donuts are delicious. But, at the end of the day, I know the impact that it does have. And, even myself personally, now being 43, I do have health issues, like nothing too serious, just diabetes, but that's all came within the last, year for me. And it is new on how I have to adjust it. And the odd thing to me is I'm not even in love with sweet stuff. For me, it's more the carbs, the bread. So
You did just say donuts are delicious.
donuts
though.
are delicious, but
Yeah.
for the big thing, the sweets aren't me, that's you.
So what's your favorite type of donut?
Probably just the glaze, the French crawlers.
The French crawlers?
Isn't that what it's called? The cooler? Yeah, the one that's all twisty.
Like the Nichols Bakery ones?
Those ones are good, but especially the ones from Dunkin' Donuts. Those
Yeah.
are the ones I like.
So guys, I love donuts too. My favorite is probably like the Boston cream ones with the chocolate on top, in case anybody was wondering. I want to talk about donuts a little bit longer because we haven't had a carb in 7 months.
Yeah.
So a donut really sounds delicious right now, but it would probably also make us sick.
Yeah. But that's kind of the impact that I'm saying. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not even, I don't want to be up here preaching to everybody about, live a healthy lifestyle, because we do our thing as well. But, at the end of the day, just try to make good decisions with health and try to keep up, especially with your doctor's appointments, and make sure you're in line with, having a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. And there's choices that we all make throughout our lives that are going to affect us in the end. But I don't think a lot of people really consider making positive choices towards their health and lifestyle
Retirement.
as something that is correlating into their retirement. And there's no way to get past it. If you're not healthy, your money is going to go towards your sickness, not towards you living in a retirement where you're thriving.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I tell people is, especially like federal employees, you pay a little bit more for health care, in the federal government than if you would switch gears and do an Advantage plan. But the benefit is you're going to have better coverage. You're going to have a higher monthly payment, but you're not going to be nickeled and dimed and caught off guard with medical expenses as you age. So keeping the correct health insurance is appropriate for not just while you're, working, because I've seen many times where people are paying way too much for their health insurance when they should be in a lower plan because they're not really in need. And if you take that because you are living a healthier lifestyle and throw that into your retirement savings, well, now you're projecting, instead of paying the insurance company more money, Clint, now you're paying yourself more money for your retirement. So health is definitely intertwined for me. We will have that conversation.
Yeah. And coverage with health and coverage in retirement. This is kind of a horror story where we had a client that was literally wanting to retire next month.
Yep.
He was a federal employee, and federal employees have to have their health plan for how long?
They have to have it for 5 years before they retire. And it could be any plan they want, but they have to be in a plan for at least the last 5 years.
So wants to retire in a month. His wife recently lost her job and lost her health insurance, which was the plan for him to go onto her health insurance. They lost it. She didn't have health insurance. I don't remember exactly what the specifics was, but the wife wasn't able to cover them both in health insurance. So he ended up having to work another 5 years.
Another 4 years,
Just to have health insurance coverage in retirement. So I'm not saying that you should have health insurance coverage 5 years before you retire. I'm saying you should meet with someone more than 5 years before you want to retire. Because had we met with them 5 years earlier, he would have been able to pick up health insurance knowing that he was the one that was going to carry it into retirement, and he would have then been able to retire on time when he wanted.
Correct. And Clint, that's where our holistic approach to retirement, when we're not just talking about the investments, we're not just those financial advisors. I'm talking about the health insurance aspect and, how Medicare is going to work with you, how the life insurance is. So I'm not going to say, oh, you have to go ask this guy over here about that because I can't help you with that. We're going to dive in and we're going to take care of it all for you, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah. We've worked with so many federal employees, or we've talked to so many federal employees where we've talked to them. They fill out a form that they send to us looking for more information where they don't know anything about their pension. They don't know anything about their thrift savings plan. They don't know anything about sick leave or how sick leave works with getting you paid in retirement or getting paid from your vacation days, how to work that all together. And we talk to them and they're like, oh no, I already have a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Well, why is your financial advisor not helping you out with that? Why is your financial advisor not answering these questions? And why are you coming to us if that person is your financial advisor. So I really have to stress to people, if you haven't made an appointment with us, the number is right here on the screen. Give it a call. If you have been working at the federal government for more than 5 years, give us a call. If you've been working anywhere for more than 5 years, give us a call, because we want to be able to help you make those smart decisions when you can at the appropriate time. Everyone procrastinates. I procrastinate on everything. We just wrote these episodes this morning.
Yeah, we sure did.
So I am a true procrastinator. I understand how it is. But as far as health goes, the only way I can say it is that shit happens. Cancer sucks. No one knows that it's going to happen. So there are things you can't get away from helping. Yeah. There are things that are going to come at you. You have to be prepared no matter what. Yeah. We are all trying to be as healthy as we possibly can, but we are all going to die at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. We all do pass away. It's just, how do you want everything that you worked for in your entire life to leave on to somebody else? Whether it be setting up trusts or, having a great financial plan. It's just making sure that you are taking care of other people once you go as well.
You really want to keep on fighting the good fight and make sure that you're giving it the best possible chance that you can, because we can't stress enough that health is super important whenever you're going to retire.
Yes.
Our second pillar is wealth. That one is pretty self-explanatory too, don't you think?
I do. I mean, everybody understands that you have to have money to buy things. At the simplest form of all of this, everybody wants stuff. I remember this one time that I was on a job interview, and Clinton didn't know, and also our friend Keeley.
I love this story.
And I was on the job interview, walking up the steps to the apartment, and I walk in, and I'm on the interview talking, and they are in, I believe, hazmat suits with Steelers garbs on, acting like they were robbing me. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was very obscene. I was thrown so off guard, and the guy that was interviewing, he's asked me about myself, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm gay and I like things. And that was it. That was the answer. And everything is that simple. I don't know what I want to buy, but I know I want to buy it. And I know I'm going to want to buy it 10 years from now. Yeah. And if I retire, I know I'm going to want to buy it. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be fantastic. You know, so you have to build that wealth up so you can do stuff.
Yeah. And that was just a shout out to our good friend Keely Polinsky. Yeah. You were such a fun person to live next to for those years when we lived in Pittsburgh. I remember the story he's talking about. We put on hazmat suits and we had like Steelers jester hats on.
Yes, yes.
And I had my one pump pistol BB gun.
Yep.
Out, and we like rolled out from behind a couch and act like we were going to, abduct him. And at the same time, he's on an interview with the state police.
Yeah, I believe it was the state police.
It was,
yep.
Yeah. Thank God that interview didn't go well, because we wouldn't be where we are today.
Well, and that's what I say. Everything happens for a reason, and you roll with the punches, because would I have done good? Probably all right. But am I happy now? Much more happy, I'm sure.
Yeah. Say it with me. YOLO.
YOLO.
We'll be back in just a moment, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap this up with talking about a little bit more about wealth and a little bit more about happiness. We'll see you in just a second.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life, and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Preparing families for
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Clinton Smith. I'm the CEO of GCES, and I'm the host of Our 2 Cents, which is our show that we guys bring to you guys once a week in whatever your viewing area is. So we also offer a free financial review. I just want to remind everyone, if you've enjoyed watching our show, please give a call to the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. You can book your own complimentary financial review. We do not charge to do a full financial analysis for our clients. So we can go over everything that you have as a person that you've saved for retirement, help you make sense of it all, and help you understand what you have and help you understand what those things are that you could have, because you don't want to DIY your own retirement.
Yeah, and I've never agreed to the whole charging to have the whole plan done. I think that a person should have the ability to ask a couple people questions. So I know that, a couple people in the area that we live in will charge people to do a whole analysis like we do for free. And to me, it's like, I'm not going to charge you. If you don't like what I got to say, you don't like what I got to say, but you should at least hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, we've done this for so long that we don't feel bad. There are some people that have a new nephew that decided to become a financial advisor, or a friend that just left their job at a bank of 30 years and decided to become a financial advisor. So there are tons of different ways that people want to work with whoever they want to work with. But we're here talking to you, hoping that you get to know us and that you decide that you want to work with us, because this is our life passion. This is what we have built our life to become around. And whether we like it or not, we can't stop now.
So does that bring you into the last thing we're going to talk about, happiness?
Well, we're still on wealth.
Okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but we talked about like ages and times and dates.
Yep.
Like you definitely want to do it like today. If you haven't done it so far in your life and you haven't made a choice to like look into your retirement, today is the best day to do it. But after that, we would say about 50 years old is, if you haven't had a review and you're 50 years old yet, you got to do it now.
Yeah.
Call us.
Yeah, I think early 40s is when people start to realize, hey, I gotta really get this in gear and see what's going on. 50s when you've had enough of this work, so now you really need to find out what's going on. 59 and a half is my favorite age. 59 and a half is when you most of the time can take control of your investments and then really start ironing out a financial plan for the rest of your life. So that is my favorite age, and it's a half birthday.
It's so funny because we have actually had clients call us and be like, hey guys, it's my 59 and a half birthday. I just wanted to give you a call. I'm ready to do my rollover.
Yep. Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. I don't even know when my half birthday is.
No. Yeah. I do. September.
I guess September.
Yeah, mine would be March.
Mine would March. Yeah. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So guys, wealth is the second pillar that we stand on. We want our clients to be wealthy. We want them to thrive in retirement. We want them to live comfortably. We want them to not outlive their money. We want them to die before their money's all gone. It's not an easy way to say it, but we don't want them to outlive their money. We want them to have a long retirement, because everyone is working really hard to get towards retirement, and we want it to be the best for our clients, just like we want it to be for ourselves.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Most of the time is what I'm going to say. You don't want to outlive your money. But there are some people, and this is completely fine, that they want to know they're spending all of their money and they're maximizing everything that they get between now and maybe 70 or 75, and because their bills are so low, so they don't need to have $400,000 sitting in an investment account. They want to go on 4 vacations a year. So that's completely fine. I just think the wealth aspect is specific to you as a person, and you have to make it tailored to you.
Yeah. And there are definitely those types of people. There are different types of people. Some people want to give it all to their kids. Not my parents. Some people want to give it all to charity, and some people want to spend it all before they die. You know what I mean? It's all in what your kids are like, I would say.
Yeah. I've heard a lot over the years, so I can't go into specifics, but believe me, everybody has different feelings on how they're going to leave their money on. Everything is correct. One of the newest trends, which I'm seeing a lot of, and that might be because we're talking about UGMAs a lot. I have a lot of people that are retiring, and they don't need the money, they don't need the income, but they have a 2-year-old grandchild that they want to help for their future. So they are actually using their savings and retirement funds to help fund UGMAs for their grandchildren. So it's kind of like not even skipping a generation, it kind of is. They're going down to the grandchildren, and they're spoiling them in ways that the grandchildren won't realize until they're 18. And some of these kids are going to be very pleasantly surprised on how much money they have available to them just because their grandparents decided to say, I'll put 10 grand here.
Yeah. So you heard it here first, folks. If you hate your children but love your grandchildren, an UGMA could be right for you. Give a call to the number on the screen, 888-391-3465.
Yeah.
So let's talk about happiness. We have a little bit over 2 minutes left. Happiness is like the end game of retirement. It's where you want to be. You can be healthy, you can be wealthy, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be happy.
Yeah. No, not at all. I mean, and I'm like a prime example sometimes of, my feelings. I get caught up with so many appointments sometimes that, I am not, feeling the happiest, and maybe I'm a little bit grumpy.
Cranky.
Or cranky. And everybody
Or bitter.
goes... Or bitter. No, I'm not really bitter.
I don't know.
Not really bitter. But, sometimes, I even get down, where...
Sassy?
I'm definitely sassy.
I'm just trying to come up with adjectives that describe your day after you had 7 back-to-back appointments.
There's a lot. I mean, when I talk about this stuff, I talk about it all day long. Sometimes I will start at 7 a.m., and if I'm traveling, I won't get to my hotel room till maybe 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 if I'm driving. So it gets to me every once in a while. But, personal story, I was, coming out of an appointment, and I was going to the airport to meet you to fly out here, and you were just, waving from the hotel room, and I could see you as I was driving in, and that made me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you literally had to find your happiness in life, everyone. We want that to be part of your retirement plan. When you're thinking about what you're going to do in retirement, are you going to be thriving or are you going to be surviving? Travel is a huge thing. If you're able to get out and see the world and expand your horizons, that's one way to find your own happiness. Meditation is another way, but everyone needs to find their own happiness and really look to having that in their retirement plan. So when Galen sits down with people, I know you discuss with them, what are you going to do with yourself now?
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, so many people, you've worked. Now what are you going to do with the rest of your life now that you're not working? A lot of people, don't know what to do. They'll get a part-time job or, do charity or something. But, you just have to find what's right for you.
Yeah. So guys, this is my Jerry Springer moment where I want to impress upon you the importance of health, wealth, and happiness. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. No matter what you do, take care of those around you. Be a good person and YOLO, live the best life that you can possibly because you only live once. Call us to plan your retirement. We'll see you soon, guys. Thank you so much for watching.